Okay, peeps, good afternoon. It's Wednesday afternoon. I did a video for you this morning that comes out tomorrow. So today's still Wednesday evening. It's about 5 p.m. And we already had dinner. We usually like at 4. Yep. We're not really like old people, but that's what we do. We act like them. So the husband cooked. We had chicken breasts. We had those potatoes that you slice, put on a cookie sheet with cheese on the bottom. It's just yummy. I'm sure you've seen them. They're so good. And I had half avocado, and he had a carrot raisin salad because he loved that. He loves that. My mom used to make it. I don't make it because I don't eat raisins or raw carrots, sadly. So we had dinner. I did the dishes already. And now I'm going to make chocolate chip cookies. I mentioned it to my sister, and she said, yeah, do it. And so, yeah. So, I already measured out my ingredients just to keep it simple and easy. This recipe, of course, I got offline years ago. It was called Big Fat Chewy Chocolate Chip Cookie Recipe, I think. That's what it was called, but that's what I call it. And I think there's several on there now that say that. So, I'll go through it with you, and they do come out chewy, usually. I modified the recipe, again, for myself because I don't use granulated refined white sugar. So I have here coconut palm sugar. It's obviously, you can see that it's dark and it's a little coarser, but for this recipe I found that I don't really have to get it any finer, and it works fine because the recipe calls for a cup of brown sugar and a half a cup of regular white refined sugar. So I just do the whole thing coconut palm sugar. That's just what I do. And so in here we have, what is it? It is 2 cups of flour, and I use, again, the Kirkland organic, unbleached, all-purpose flour. So 2 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and half a teaspoon of salt, all that sifted together in here. Okay? Here I have 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk. And here I have 3/4 of a cup of unsalted melted butter. And then we will end up with 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I prefer organic and stuff, but these are better than some. These are Trader Joe's semi-sweet chocolate chips. Let's see what's bad in them. Well, sugar and soy lecithin. And vanilla extract with Anyway, they're chocolate chip cookies, and these are better than some. So, it also calls for a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I use this because I'm blessed to get this from friends that go to Mexico every year. It's Mexico natural vanilla. Its ingredients are 100% vanilla, and it's good. It's really good. Okay, so right now it said to measure these out. Again, 2 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt sifted together. Set it aside. Then in your handy dandy mixer, you're going to put your melted butter and your sugar and cream that together, which may take a while for the coconut palm because it's a little, grainier. So I'm over here at the KitchenAid putting that in. Getting all that butter in. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. And of course, I microwave my butter, and I'll have to admit to you that it did explode in the oven. In the microwave oven. Yeah, exploded in the microwave oven. It did. And I hate that when that happens. It was partially melted, and I put it in there it was only in there for 3 seconds. And I heard that dreaded pop, and it frustrated me so much that I didn't make, but I kind of did make the husband clean it up because I was just angered by that. Okay, so that's in my mixer, my handy dandy KitchenAid. I'm going to let that go until it's, cream them together till they're kind of whippy. Melted butter, sugar, and brown sugar. If you're using brown sugar, it's going to be 1 cup of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white sugar with the 3/4 cups of melted unsalted butter. Cream those together till they're whippy. That's where we're at right now. Let's go. I'm going to let that go. We're going to let that go and go and go and go. So yeah. Oh, I could have used that bowl for these, huh? So I think I will. So it says 2 cups of chocolate chips, right? You know, more or less, whatever you like. And of course, when I used to make these, back then, I didn't like chocolate because, I don't know, I never did. Especially chocolate chips. I hated them. I hated biting into them in a cookie or whatever. But now that I quit smoking, some miraculous weird thing happened where I like them. In fact, I'll eat them plain. So, but when I didn't eat them, I used to put dried cranberries, coconut, and almonds in these. I think I told you about these before. I talked about putting those in muffins, but it was dried cranberries, almonds, and coconut, and you could even put chocolate chips with all that stuff too. Or just chocolate chips. Yummy. Yum, yum. Let's have a look. Still gonna have to go a bit. I'm gonna scrape it down. Gotta always scrape the bottom of this KitchenAid. I really would love, and not that I need, it's a want. It would be nice to have an anchor some, I think that's how you say it. I think it's Swedish or Swiss or something. Mixer. Oh, that thing is nice. But I think it's like $800, and that's a bit ridiculous for a mixer. So I'm gonna let that go. Oops, cameraman's moving the camera. I'm gonna let that go a bit and come back in a minute. So I'm gonna pause. Okay, so that's creamed together. So, I wanted to show you this apron. It's an antique. I think it was my Nana's. It says, first I sink into his arms, then my arms are in his sink. That's what it says. I'm just telling you. That's what it says. Okay, so we creamed the butter, the sugar. Now we're going to beat in the vanilla and the eggs. That's 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk. So we're going to beat those in. Okay. And the vanilla, I usually don't measure. It's a teaspoon. So we'll put a teaspoon of that in there. There you go. That away. I'm going to scrape down the bowl because there's not that many ingredients in there right now too. So, you know, I got to do that periodically, as you know. And I know you know. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, I see Mambo. I can sense he's behind me. He probably wants some food. We feed him little amounts several times a day with his new diet. Okay, it says whip that up. Eggs and the vanilla until light and creamy. And then we're going to mix in the flour mixture until blended. Hi, Mambo. Maybe I'm going to feed Mambo. I'll feed him from this counter while we wait for that. This is his special, not sponsored, Hill's urinary care CD, multi-care stress. It's all he can have. I mean, it's expensive, but we love Mambo. So we make the sacrifices we have to make. Right? Love, love. Here you go. So he gets to have his second evening snack. Wash my hands. Okay. That is looking very creamy. I don't know if you can see that from that far. I know you can't. It's pretty far away. Anyway, so next we put in our dry mixture, remember, which is the flour, the salt, and the baking soda, like a little bit at a time, till it's all mixed up in. And I always start that slower so that it doesn't fly everywhere, as you know. I know most of you know this stuff. And I know they're only chocolate chip cookies, but why not? Okay, now I'll add the rest. Almost ready. Okay, and then after this is done, well, of course I'm going to scrape down the bowl again, mix it some more. And after that's done, then I will pull it off of there and add these chocolate chips. Let's scrape it down, baby. Scrape it down. That mixer I want too, that Anchorsome one, which I'm not sponsored, but boy, would I love to have one of those. It has like a scraper built in that goes along the side of the bowl periodically when you're mixing. That thing just looks so awesome, and it's really great craftsmanship from over there. So I'll look it up. Maybe I could tell you the exact name and pronunciation and exactly which country it's made in. That would be nice, huh? But yeah, if you're in the market for one, I've kind of done the research just by reading and from what other bakers, several bakers that I've watched over the years, especially the sourdough ones, they've got every kind of mixer out there. So they've been able to try and test them and give their, review for other bakers, which is nice. Especially with a big investment like that. I mean, that's a big investment, I have to tell you. Okay. I used the paddle attachment on this. I can't remember if that's what I normally do or not. And I just made these not too long ago. So, get all that off of there. As you can see, it's a challenge to get it all off. Probably gonna... I don't have a child here to, I used to lick the beaters as a kid. Of course, back then, I don't know, we weren't worried about raw eggs, I guess. Our parents weren't. Okay. Okay. Alrighty then, kiddos. folks, peeps. There it is. There it is. I probably could have scraped that side better, which I will do when I add these chocolate chips. I'm going to get a spoon for that because I don't think that this spatula is going to be strong enough. Boom. 2 cups of chocolate chips, just like that. Okay. And after we mix this up, it says drop by 1/4 cup at a time. That's what makes them big, fat, and chewy. But I'm going to do a little less than that. You know, to make more cookies. And I mean, it might be close to that. I don't know. We'll see. It says 1/4 cup at a time. Should be 3 inches apart because, you know, they spread. Bake for 15 to 17 minutes till the edges are lightly toasted. They always say with chocolate chip cookies, if you want them gooey and chewy, bake them less than you think, you know. Now, the husband, being from Europe, loves crispy cookies. And I can appreciate that, but most of us don't. So he rarely gets crispy cookies, once in a while. And I could leave these in longer for him, but I never do. He still likes them, though. Believe me, he still eats them. But over there, I guess chewy. Or not chewy, crisp. Crisp, crisp, crisp. Okay, here's this. You see, it's a little darker than yours will be if you don't use coconut palm. If you use white sugar. And I forget how much it makes. I think it makes 2 dozen. If you don't do them quite as big. Bake at 325 for 15 to 17 minutes. Okay. Hi, Mambo. What are you doing? I've got my cookie sheet ready here. Okay. And my oven's preheated already to 325. And you know, ovens vary. I always feel like mine's hotter than normal, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Okay, what am I going to do? How big? Think about that big. Is that a 1/4 cup? I don't know. What do you think? Should we check? I have my... This here is a 1/4 cup. Let's see. Maybe that is a 1/4 cup. Look. I am using my finger like most cooks would because it's clean. Maybe I'm doing them bigger. 3 inches apart. Yeah, I think I'm doing it bigger than a 1/4 cup. So we'll take some off of that. Yeah, like that. Let's just see. 1/4 cup. 3 inches apart, ish. So... these are about a 1/4 cup. Facts. That's what I'm using. I'm using this now. I guess. I could use my spoon. But tell me you're not using your hands at home when it's for you and your family. Tell me. When you know your hands are clean. So, I still think I should do a little less to have a little more, or more cookies. There, we'll try to use a spoon. Doesn't work as well. I want them more roundy. I'm going to use a spoon. I'm going to eyeball it now because 2, 4, 6. So I'm going to get 8 per sheet here. I might get 16 cookies. I could make them smaller. They're going to be so big, you guys. I think I should make them smaller. Make them smaller. What do you think? Make them smaller. Make them smaller, Donna. Yeah. Okay. All right, rinse off, wash hands. No, I'm not licking my fingers. Okay. These are going to go in the oven. We're going to check it out. Hopefully they're far enough apart. Let's see. 15 to 17 minutes. Ooh, almost lost my parchment. The whole thing, ball of wax, almost fell right off there. You know? Clean off my KitchenAid so we can put that away. Oopsie. Oopsie poopsie. Oh, there goes that speeding car again. Come on. Jeez, I can't stand. That speeding car went by again. Anyway, it's some young guy, and I don't know why the cops haven't gotten him yet. I really don't. He goes by every single day, like going 60 and a 25. But I guess that's the way it is, isn't it? In life. I'll have the husband put that away. It's too heavy for me to lift. Then I have more dishes to do. Isn't that fun? Always more dishes to do. But I don't mind. I like being a traditional person that bakes and cooks and gardens and cleans. I do. I always have. In fact, I was raised that way, I guess. Because my parents were born in the late 30s and grew up in the 50s, got married in the 50s, you know, and were married, young married couples. And that was the thing. That was the era. And it was a good one. Everybody hated, or not everybody, I won't say everybody, I'm not going to generalize. The internet and around media, social media was like, nobody wanted to be a traditional family or wife or husband. And now, then there was a trend of trying to get back to that, but there was so much kind of fake curated stuff on YouTube and the internet that blew up into a mess as well. So, you know, here we are. God's design was perfect. We know that. His reasons, which are true. Men are men, women are women. Different talents. Men are physically stronger than women, generally speaking, most of the time. Men do things women don't. Women do things men don't. Women are more nurturing. It's just the way it is. It's God's design. I didn't make it up. And it's evident. It's clear and it's evident. And I'm thankful for it. So, I'm thankful to have men around to help with things that are heavy or hard to do, that I don't know how to do, or don't want to do. I'm very thankful. But to each their own. I guess that's the way it is in the world. To each their own. Everybody's going to do what they want to do. Anyway, so we're just waiting for those to come out. I think I'll pause till that happens, so you don't have to just sit here and listen to me ramble. Pausing for now. See you when they're done. Okay, you guys, I'm going to take them out of the oven. It's been like, it's probably 17 minutes now. Probably 17 minutes. So, you know, I don't want them crispy, so underdone. They always say underdone on cookies like this. So, I know you want them crispy, but ooh. What do you think? They're flaming hot. You can't have one. Sorry. Look at. Oh. What do you think? That should be a thumbnail, huh? Those are big. I don't know. Maybe a quarter cup size is too big. You know, if you want to make more for the family. No. So you have to let them cool. Now they do crack on the top a little. I don't know what that means, but you have to let them cool. Let me get this out of the way a little bit, because otherwise they'll just fall apart. They're so soft right now. They'll just fall apart as you're trying to put them on the cooling rack here, right? So So anyway, and then I've got to make the rest of them. And I think I might make them a little smaller because we got 2, 4, 6, 8. I would have loved to have had 2 dozen, which I think I did last time. So I think that a 1/4 cup's just a little too big. Oops. Or maybe it seems like more than that, of course, when they spread out. But yeah, I think I'm just going to eyeball them with a spoon. That's what I normally do. I did all those extra dishes. I have a couple more obviously coming, but yeah, you know, while we're waiting for those to cool a bit, I have to tell you, I feel like I haven't been drinking enough water, but I drink so much. It's a struggle and a challenge to get it all in, all down. They say you have to wait. Okay? Sorry. I know that sounded mean, but I have to be mean sometimes. 3 of these, actually 3.5 of these a day I should be drinking because you're supposed to do half your body weight a day in ounces. And that is for your body, you know, all the good things and stay hydrated. And so you stay regular, all those things, right? So this is my 3rd one and it's about halfway gone. But in between all that, I drink a couple cups of coffee, decaf. Sometimes my husband will make it again later and I'll have 1 extra cup, in the afternoon. I always have a cup of tea, whether it's chamomile or green tea in the late morning. Excuse me. And then I have my juice drink, which is a full glass, 16 to 18 ounces. Throughout the day, I'll drink on that. And then in the evening, I'll have, this much, maybe 10 ounces, 8 ounces, I don't know, of prune juice. So and by the time I look at the clock, it's like I should stop drinking now, so I could sleep at night, but it just never works out that way. And I suppose it depends on what time you go to bed too. And sometimes I go to bed like 9:30, sometimes 10:30. It is summer, it stays light till about 10:30 here. And so, oh yeah, sorry, I guess I'm not supposed to be off camera. I have my back to you. I'm not a professional videographer or actress or curated channel or filmmaker. I'm just a regular, woman doing YouTube, Anyway, let's see. Oh, maybe. Gotta be really careful or else they're gonna break up. These are going to be flaming hot. Do you want to try it flaming hot? It's going to burn. Let's see. It's pretty hot. I'd wait a few minutes. So now that was about 4 minutes or something. They're cool enough to be able to get off the cookie sheet without falling completely apart. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's like 2 each, if that's all the grown-ups have. Gotta bend down. That's hard. Yeah, that's hard. So, now we're gonna do the rest, and I want to try one. I like them warm, but I'm not ready to try one yet. There's one. See, these are going to be a little smaller. 2. 3. Well, I guess I'm not. 4. I swore I had, I made them smaller. I had 2 dozen last time. 5. 6. 16 cookies out of this pretty much. Barely even. Well, that's that. So 16 if they're this big. You can make them smaller and, you know, get more. I thought I had 2 dozen, but, you know. Anyway, you could always double the recipe. Isn't that the truth? To make more. Oh, there's hardly no chocolate. You can have one now. You tell us what you think. The off-camera husband. He's going to say they're good, but they should be crispy. Watch. What do you think?
Yummy.
Yummy. Yummy is the word. Would you say if they weren't yummy? Yeah, he would. They're good, but no. Okay. All right. Second batch in. I use the same parchment. Ooh, that's still a little hot. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay. Kitchen timer. Just do 17 minutes. Go. And go. Yeah. I'd bring them to my sister's hot, but she's not there right now. She's getting her hair did. They don't usually eat dinner till late, so they won't eat them hot anyway. Oh, let's see. I want to try one. Should I? Let's see. Okay, you guys, here they are. And this one doesn't have as many chocolate chips because I ate some chocolate chips earlier, so see. Huh? See? Yum, yum, yum. Yeah. What I like about these is they stay chewy even after they're cooled off. I guess these would be good with some milk. But I gotta drink my water. So that's them. Big fat, chewy chocolate chip cookies. Try them. I can, excuse me. I can put the recipe on the description. And if you don't have a good chocolate chip cookie recipe that you like, you can try these and let me know. Good, good, good. Okay, ciao for now.